It is 8:50 right now at 55KRC Talk Station. Brian Thomas here, and I am so pleased to welcome to the 55KRC Morning Show. Guy I watched when I was a little kid, some of the best baseball ever played in this town, city Cincinnati, and Cincinnati Reds involved this man, my next guest, Ken Griffey Sr. Ken, welcome to the program. Great to have you on today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I tell you what, man, I am glad you're here to talk about the ZERO Prostate Cancer Run. And I know you do too, Ken. You know people suffering from prostate cancer, went through it. Early detection is critical and key. And I have friends that went through the whole process, had to have surgery, and it's a dangerous thing. And the doctor told me, Ken, that if you live long enough, if you're a guy and you live long enough, you're going to get prostate cancer. It's almost like a given.
Yeah, exactly right, and that's what I've been told. And like I said, I've been dealing with this. I'm an 11-year survivor of prostate cancer.
That is wonderful.
So I've been kind of just trying to, do the best I can with it. Certain things will go on, but that's the reason why I'm working with Bear, and we're working on a campaign called Men Who Speak Up. And the biggest thing about that is that it's on for advanced prostate cancer and trying to get men to talk about their symptoms to their doctors in order to find out if the disease is getting worse. And I think the best thing in the world for me was the PSA.
Yes.
The PSA is what saved my life, and as a matter of fact, the PSA is what saved my brother's life. He had just had prostate cancer surgery about a month ago, and if he didn't know anything about a PSA when we were talking, and I told him that, because he had a situation where it was as swollen prostate, and he had been taking pills for that for years, and his PSA went up, and that's when, the doctors found out he had prostate cancer.
And Ken, it is such an easy test. I've told people several times today in anticipation of talking to you that, this is something I'm at 51. I've been telling my doctor to order the PSA, even though it isn't medically necessary at my age, apparently, or something, or maybe now it is. But this has been several years. Every time I get the blood test for the cholesterol and all that other stuff that everybody gets anyway, give me a PSA test. I look at it. It's the same every time. It has not varied. I get comfort in that. And the minute that thing goes up at all, Ken, I'm on it, man.
Yeah, that's exactly how it worked for me. I mean, I would be tested. I mean, physical. We had physicals every year, being I was an athlete, and that was one of the reasons that I went through it, because my mother was very prevalent. I lost 4 uncles with prostate cancer, wow. That was the reason. When I was of age to get the PSAs or the prostate cancer exam, I was on it too. And when my PSA went up, I said, well, I had 2 biopsies to make sure.
Yeah.
I went to 2 different people, 2 different doctors for biopsies, and that's when I found out I had prostate cancer.
And you caught it early enough. You were 11 years survivor.
Very early, yeah. And the thing about my younger brother, Freddie, he did the same thing. He was talking to me about what was going on and everything. So he caught his early, I caught mine, so I didn't have to have radiation or chemo. And same with him, which is real good.
And that's why you want to talk about this, because all the guys out there, you're listening right now, this could be you. I mean, you could be in the camp where you find it real early. And again, it's going to happen. It's pretty much going to happen.
That is the strangest thing is that you live long enough, you will get prostate cancer.
Right.
And that's just the way it goes.
All right, let's talk about the race, which is further designed to raise awareness. This is the what is it? It's a ZERO Prostate Cancer Run Walk.
Yeah, it's a ZERO Prostate Run Walk, and it's a 5K. And we get people out there. I mean, I've done this. I've done at least last 3 or 4 weeks. I've done a walk run down in D.C., out in California, all over. And the response has been outstanding. We have gotten responses, and a lot of people. I've seen some old buddies. Lenny Moore from the Baltimore Colts, was down in Baltimore. I got to see him again. It was a long time before I hadn't seen Lenny in a long time. So I get to meet a lot of old friends too to come out and join us for this walk on Saturday.
That's great. And all the information is on my blog page, Ken. It's just right there. People can click on it, get the information. 5K run. You can do a 5K run or a 10K run or the 5K run walk.
5K walk, yeah.
They got a kids superhero dash for dad thing going on. The registration packet pickup all starts around 7:30. The race kicks off at 9. And I hope you get a lot of people there. And Ken, I really appreciate this. Is a subject matter that I think is so critical. It's like breast cancer for women. It's prostate cancer for men. You gotta get on it and check early and check often, and you will too survive. And you know what, Ken? You've been saving lives, keeping people aware of this, and I guarantee as you're sitting here today, you've already saved somebody else's life just by talking with me today.
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's the important thing, is to get people out there, especially men, because men do not talk about the prostate at all.
Ken,
it's a subject that's kind of taboo for them. You know, they're macho men. They don't want to say nothing. And, you know, the funny part about it is there's no symptoms. You don't feel any symptoms. There's nothing until it gets real bad, and then you feel the symptoms. But by then, you know, that
it could be too late.
Yeah.
Well, and Ken, the other thing that it does, and this is why men need to talk about it and be aware of it. If it doesn't kill you, certain parts may not work anymore.
Right.
And isn't
exactly.
I talk about losing one's machismo. There you go. So talk about it. Talk to your doctor, Ken.
Got to talk to him.
Thank you very much for this.
And we do have a website. It's called menwhospeakup.com. We'll give you much more information on advanced prostate cancer.
And that's on my website as well. So you can go directly, or you go to 55krc.com. Ken, thank you for this and for all those years of great baseball.
And I will be there in Cincinnati this weekend.
Get your autograph with Ken Griffey. Thank you, Ken. Have a great one.
Okay, you too. Thanks a lot.
856, 55 KRC Talk Station.